Calling for a general strike in America's third largest city is nothing short of sedition, but here Brandon Johnson is on MSNBC defending his battle cry.
What would a successful strike look like to you?
Well, first of all, if there was ever a time for working people to unite across our country, this is that time. You know, I'm reminded of the words of Dr. King when he said that if the labor rights movement and the civil rights movement were to ever collide, what enormous potential we would have. And we're in the midst of that right now. What it means is that working people across this country have to send a real strong message to the ultra rich and to these large corporations who have received, you know, one of the greatest tax cuts and benefits than any other time in the history of our country. And if we're not willing to put forth some real economic demands, if that means, of course, withholding our labor, if we're not prepared to do that, then I don't see how we can transform this country. Every single major social movement throughout our history had a full strategy, whether it was litigation, the courts, and also economic boycott, particularly at a time in which the concentration of wealth continues to grow while more and more people continue to barely have the ends meeting at the end of each week and at the end of each month.
I mean, he gave the whole game plan away. Run the clip back. He exposes it with a giant smile on his face. His goal is to transform the country. He wants women, brown people, which is so racist, if I might add, and the working class to control everything because they've deemed rich, white, straight men to be evil, vile, and the villains of society. By the way, Martin Luther King's legacy gets desecrated every time someone like Brandon Johnson or Zohran Mamdani invokes something that he said to give themselves an endorsement from the grave to push their radical Marxist agenda. I just can't understand how we spent so long fighting communism abroad in real hot wars, fought it at home with extreme legislation, but now we've just allowed communist agitators to infiltrate our government and cause disruption and foment revolution all across the country.